Warsaw, 1939. The air, once filled with the delicate melody of everyday life, was about to be shattered by the thunderous roar of war. Imagine your carefully constructed world, every note and nuance painstakingly placed, collapsing in an instant. This is the story of the Władysław Szpilman, a man whose life became an unintended, yet profound, symphony of survival against the most impossible of odds. He was already a celebrated pianist, his fingers dancing across the ivory keys with a virtuosity that captivated thousands. His music echoed in grand concert halls, a testament to his prodigious talent and the pure joy it brought. But the storm was gathering on the horizon, and the delicate, harmonious notes of his life were about to be drowned out by the brutal cacophony of war. Then, the bombs fell. The vibrant symphony of Warsaw was violently transformed into a cacophony of destruction and despair. His beloved home, his sanctuary of sound, was reduced to a pile of smoldering rubble. He watched, a helpless witness, as the world he knew, the very fabric of his existence, was systematically erased, piece by agonizing piece, by the relentless onslaught. The Nazis tightened their iron grip on the city. A ghetto was established, a suffocating cage built within the heart of Warsaw. The Władysław, along with hundreds of thousands of others, was confined, his freedom brutally stolen, his future shrouded in terrifying uncertainty. The walls closed in, but the music, the unyielding spirit within him, refused to be silenced. Inside the suffocating confines of the ghetto, hope dwindled like a dying flame in a relentless wind. Starvation was a constant, gnawing companion, and fear a suffocating blanket that smothered the spirit. Yet, in the deepest pits of despair, a single, defiant note could still be found. A cherished memory of a melody, a whisper of a song that refused to fade. The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. A desperate, courageous act of defiance in April 1943. Though ultimately doomed to failure, it was a thunderous roar against the imposed silence, a blazing testament to the unyielding human spirit that refused to be extinguished. The flames of rebellion, though short-lived, lit up the night sky with defiant courage. The aftermath was utter devastation. Warsaw, once a city of millions, was rapidly becoming a city of ghosts, its vibrant life brutally extinguished. By the war's end, an astonishing 85% of it would be reduced to mere rubble and dust. For the Władysław, the brutal fight for survival entered its most harrowing and solitary phase. He was now a ghost himself, a solitary figure navigating a treacherous landscape of death and destruction. Each day was a brutal battle, each cautious step a hard-won victory against overwhelming odds. He hid in the shadows, he scavenged for sustenance, he clung to life with a ferocity born of pure, primal will. The music was now only a distant, haunting echo. He found precarious refuge in the skeletal remains of bombed-out buildings, a phantom haunting his own devastated city. Silence became his constant, unnerving companion, broken only by the terrifying sounds of ongoing destruction and distant gunfire. The constant bombardment threatened to deafen him, to irrevocably erase the last vestiges of his former life and identity. Then, a moment of unexpected, almost unbelievable grace. A German officer, Captain Wilhelm Hosenfeld, a man with a deep love for classical music, discovered the Władysław hiding in the ruins of a bombed-out building. He saw not an enemy, but an artist, a fellow human being clinging to survival. A flicker of profound humanity in the darkest, most brutal hour of war. Hosenfeld, moved by compassion, offered him food, shelter, a precious chance to simply live. And then, he made a remarkable request. He asked him to play. In the profound silence of the ruins, a battered piano was found. The Władysław sat down, his hands trembling, unsure if the music, the very essence of his being, would still come. He played Chopin's Nocturne in C-sharp minor. The notes, hesitant and fragile at first, then growing stronger, bolder, filled the desolate, ruined space. It was a sound of remembrance, a sound of profound beauty, a sound of life itself refusing to be extinguished. Music, reborn from the ashes of war and despair. This singular act of compassion, this shared moment of artistic connection, became a lifeline in the vast ocean of despair. Hosenfeld continued to secretly help the Ladislaw, providing vital sustenance and protection. A fragile, improbable alliance formed between two men, separated by uniforms and war, united by the universal language of music. The Ladislaw survived the war, hidden in secret, aided by the quiet courage of those who risked everything for him. He emerged from the ruins, a living testament to the indomitable human will to endure. His story, a mere whisper at first, began to spread, a delicate melody of hope in a world still struggling to heal. He would go on to play again, to share his extraordinary gift with the world, to fill concert halls with his music once more. But the profound silence of the war, the haunting echoes of unimaginable loss, would forever be an intrinsic part of his music. The scars of survival remained, a poignant reminder of the immense price paid. The devastation wrought upon Warsaw was almost incomprehensible. Over 85% of the city lay in ruins, a testament to the destructive power of modern warfare. It was a vast, bleak landscape of unimaginable loss, a canvas tragically painted with the ashes of a proud nation. Yet, even within this utter destruction, the resilient human spirit found extraordinary ways to endure. The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, a potent symbol of desperate defiance against overwhelming oppression. Though it ultimately failed to achieve its immediate goals, the sheer courage of those who fought against impossible odds resonated deeply across the world. It was a profound, heartbreaking act of resistance, a final, desperate plea for dignity and freedom. The Ladislaw's survival was not a mere miracle, but a powerful testament to his unyielding will to live and the unexpected, life-saving kindness of strangers. It profoundly highlights that even in the deepest abyss of human suffering, humanity can still bloom, offering a helping hand, a beautiful note, a precious chance. Captain Wilhelm Hosenfeld, the German officer who saved him, was himself later captured by the Soviets and died in a prison camp in 1952. His act of compassion, however, transcended the brutality of war, leaving a small but significant mark of humanity. It's a reminder that even within the darkest systems, individual acts of good can have profound consequences, echoing far beyond their immediate impact. The war finally ended. Warsaw, scarred and broken, began the monumental task of rebuilding. For the Ladislaw, the silence was finally broken, but the memories of the war-torn years, the faces of the lost, and the hidden places where he found refuge, were etched forever in his soul. He dedicated his life to music, becoming a symbol of Polish resilience. His memoir, The Pianist, published in 1946, told his incredible story, a harrowing account of survival in a world gone mad. It was a powerful testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure and overcome. The sheer scale of destruction in Warsaw was staggering. Approximately 85% of the city's buildings were destroyed or heavily damaged by the end of World War II. Imagine standing amidst such widespread ruin, a landscape that was once home, now unrecognizable and desolate. The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, though ultimately unsuccessful in its military aims, represented a profound moral victory. It was an act of immense bravery, a desperate struggle for dignity against unimaginable odds, demonstrating that even in the face of annihilation, the will to resist could not be entirely crushed. The Ladislaw's survival was a tapestry woven from courage, chance, and the profound humanity of those who helped him, like Captain Hosenfeld. It reminds us that in the darkest moments, acts of kindness can create unexpected pathways to life, proving that empathy can indeed triumph over brutality. Music, as the Ladislaw knew, is a fundamental part of the human experience. It transcends language, borders, and even the horrors of war. It can offer solace, preserve memory, and provide a powerful, unifying force that connects us all, even across great divides. His journey through the ruins of Warsaw, moving from hiding place to hiding place, exposed him to the rawest elements of human suffering and resilience. He witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of war, but also the incredible strength of the human spirit to survive and find moments of beauty. The contrast between the cultured world of concert halls and the brutal reality of the ghetto is stark. The Władysław navigated these two worlds, his talent a beacon in the darkness, his survival a testament to an inner fortitude that refused to break. The role of Captain Hosenfeld remains a complex historical footnote. A man who played a part in a brutal regime, yet also showed extraordinary compassion to a victim of that regime. His actions challenge us to consider the multifaceted nature of individuals, even in the context of systemic horror. The Władysław Szpilman story is more than just a tale of survival, it is a profound exploration of the human condition. It delves into our capacity for both immense cruelty and astonishing kindness, showing that even in the deepest despair, the spark of humanity can endure and even flourish. The music he played, particularly Chopin, became his sanctuary and his means of connection. It was a language that spoke directly to the soul, a way to communicate beauty and emotion when words failed, and a powerful reminder of the culture and civilization that the Nazis sought to destroy. His survival was not guaranteed. Every day was a gamble against disease, starvation, and the constant threat of discovery. Yet, fueled by an extraordinary will to live and the help of unexpected allies, he navigated the gauntlet of war, emerging against all odds. The Polish people suffered immensely during World War II, with Warsaw bearing some of the most brutal destruction. Szpilman's story is a poignant individual narrative within this larger tragedy, a testament to the resilience found amidst widespread devastation and loss. He continued to compose and perform after the war, ensuring that the music, and the stories of those who perished, would not be forgotten. His life became a living memorial, a powerful reminder of what was lost, but also of what can endure. His story, captured in his memoir and later immortalized on film, continues to inspire. It speaks to the extraordinary power of the human spirit to persevere through unimaginable hardship, finding light even in the deepest darkness, and ultimately, choosing life. The effort to uncover and tell stories like the Władysławs requires dedication, research, and often, navigating forgotten archives. If his symphony of survival moved you, a like and a subscribe are how you champion the next deep dive into history's forgotten corners.